And welcome everyone to round 6 of IOR Season 4, today here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. A track that has been in all 4 seasons of IOR. Of course, it's one of the fan favorite tracks. Really classic track, the most classic track in all F1 history. So we come here to continue the championship battle, now led by IOR Wheel with 102 points. Then we have Thales in second place, just 12 points behind after a win at the French Grand Prix due to a penalty to Rick Gambe, who unfortunately won't be able to race today. As you can see, we have short qualifying because of we only have 16 people. We need at least 18 people so we can do the full qualifying. So today is just gonna be the short one. We already see both Alpha Tauris coming out of the pit lane, Magnum Ergelato and his new teammate Tim Falak. We also have the Aston Martin of our debutant TMC SH on his first race in IOR. He's gonna make his debut today at Silverstone. We also have Callas already on an out lap. Callas, who I have to say hasn't had the best start this season. There's still a long way to go, and he of course can get much better results in the coming races. Could also get a really good result today. But his start of the season hasn't been as good as his past season was in Season 3. And we also finally have Slippery Cucumber here. Didn't fall asleep this time, and the champion is here to go and try defend his crown. Now kinda complicated. Around 50 points behind the leader, IOR Wheel, and he'll have to make up all that distance in the time of 8 races. So it's gonna need to be 0 mistakes for the champion if he wants to retain his crown. But we are gonna go on board now with TMC SH, who is gonna be the first driver to set a lap in this qualifying session. Coming into the line, just gonna go into sector 1. Let's see if he can go full throttle through it. Yes, he can on 7th gear. Now he had to lift a bit, I think. He's gonna brake in just a bit before the 50-meter board. Only gonna go down into 4th gear into the corner. Most times you go down into 3rd gear to that corner. Now he does go into 2nd gear for the next one. Good exit out of the corner and driving that nice Aston Martin car, and also nice helmet for his country. 27.6 in sector 1. Not gonna take much of the curbs in the exit of the corner. Now it's gonna come into Cops, the famous corner where Hamilton and Verstappen crashed in 2021. Let's hope it doesn't happen to anyone today. Up into 8th gear for the corner. No need to go down into 7th gear, but now he does. But after the corner, coming into Maggots and Beckett. Goes a bit wide there, not nailed in the curves. Down into 5th gear and into the exit of the corner. Now it's gonna be a 4.1. I think that's not the best time for that sector. Braking a bit later than the 50-meter borders, almost cutting into the curb, touching a bit of the grass. Now into the final 2 corners, the final chicane. To finish his first line lap, only down into 4th gear once again. Coming into the line, and it's gonna be a 27.8, the first lap time set today, but Magnum now comes into the line and only a 28.1. Our debutant now defeating Magnum Ergelato, but now Callas goes up into first, 3 times faster than SH, so SH is doing a really good job here in his first race. Tuntu has gone into 3rd, Callas' teammate 5 tenths behind of him. We have only 4 people set a lap yet. Tim Falak, I think, is also gonna come and finish his lap, or no, he's starting his new flying lap. IOR Wheel now the first of our top guys to come into the line. He's gonna set a 27.1, almost getting down into the 26. Really good lap there by the half British driver. His mother is from England, so this is half his home race, could be considered as well. Now his teammate goes up into 2nd place. Of course, the guy that lied to all of us, making us believe he was British for almost a year. And look at that Dundee. Dundee in the mediums has managed to do a 27.3. Great lap there by the Red Bull driver. Only 2 tenths behind IOR Wheel, and with the slower compound of tires, so Once again, the Red Bull team seems that's gonna go really strong in this track. Red Bull leading the championship by a large margin ahead of Aston Martin that only has TMC 8SH today to race for them. Leading by 33 points from the Aston Martin team, so they will look today into extending their advantage. It's the only team that has won more than one race. We have 5 different winners, but 2 of those 5 different winners are the both Red Bull guys, Thales and Dundee. So once again, it's gonna be a strong start for the Red Bull team. Stanley, Cucumber's teammates, has gone into P5, only some thousands lower than Callas. He's looking very good today. He was a bit off the pace in the last races, but today only 4 tenths behind the leader and close to Callas and Bialo as well, who are well known for being also top pace drivers. Joseph Vesely into P6, just ahead of Tunturi by some around a tenth, so you can see a really close grid today for this race. The top 9 I'll say are in less than a second. Of course, Dundee is going the strongest right now, being on P2 on those medium tires, but it could be it's really risky to go on the mediums, I'll say, in this track, because tires last a lot on this track and the pit lane is really long. So in case of a really early safety car, drivers may pit for the medium tires and take those tires to the end. Don't need to make any more stops in the around 25-second pit lane, maybe even longer. And yeah, if you start on the mediums, you won't be able to, of course, stop and pit for mediums if there's an early safety car, because you need to use 2 different compound of tires mandatory for every race. That's the rules of F1. So it could be, it's a big risk, I'll say, starting in the medium tires on this track. It happened to Thales last season. He started on the mediums, then there was an early safety car and couldn't stop for the softs, couldn't stop for the mediums to go to the end. He had to stay out and of course lose a lot of time when coming in after. Talking about Thales, we are going to go on board with him through his lap. He is on the soft setup tires, not going to take the risk he did in last season. Coming into Sector 1, and it's going to be a 27.5. I think Thales is well going to go for the fastest time in this session. I think he's going to be the first driver to defeat the 27-point gap, to the 127-point gap, if he's going to make it into the 26. I'm going to risk to say he will. Going through cops also in 8th gear, really nice, retaining the speed, not even though having to go full throttle to the corner, down into 7th gear, now down only into 6, no, into 5, but quickly once again up. Oh, and he invalidates, he goes a bit too wide there through the exit of the S's, and that's lap over for him, so that's gonna be a bit risky for the Red Bull driver. He is possibly only gonna have 1 more shot, or maybe 2, but he's already using his tires. Coming into the pit lane now. And our champion, Slippery Cucumber, on his out lap. He's definitely gonna need to try and win this race, because as I said, he's more than 50 points behind the championship lead. With 8 races to go, it's not gonna be an easy job for him to retain his crown. Currently Bialo in a flying lap for the other McLaren driver behind IOR wheel. Starting just his flying lap, gonna go only into 7th gear through turn 3, I guess. Now down into 2nd gear for the next corner, gonna go for the first DRS straight. Nice helmet, I have to say, from Bialo. That's a really nice helmet, British helmet. You can see the white, the blue and the red colors. It's really nice and appreciated. I think Bialo is one of the drivers that I like his helmets the most. I remember past season he did a really nice helmet for Mexico, for Italy as well. So yeah, I really enjoy seeing the helmets of this guy. Callas now, what a lap by the Alfa Romeo driver, goes into first place. Callas sets a 127.1. Great lap there by the Alfa Romeo driver. I was saying this could be his... Oh, and Bialo's out! Bialo's out in Maggots and Beckett's. No! It was looking to be a really good session for Bialo in the McLaren, but no, he has crashed, unfortunately. Thankfully, he will still have the race to recover that, but he could have been, well, much higher in the grid today, and unfortunately it's not gonna be possible anymore. Going on board with the champion now, Slippery Cucumber into... No, I'm sorry, I'm going on board with Stanley now, who's coming into Sector 1, is improving 27 thousandths of a second. Stanley also looking for a really good time today. And here goes Dundee on the soft tires this time, only 3 tenths ahead of IOR, but Will now goes on the softs as well, and takes the lead again by 22 thousandths of a second. Bialo's definitely gonna regret that mistake. He may have been up there fighting with the leaders. Oh, and Stanley's round is gonna be, people are gonna need to be careful now to not collide, as Ghosting is well known is off in this league. If someone catches him, that's gonna be it for him. Total accident. Joseph Vesely now moves up into 5th, 6 tenths behind the leader. And now gonna go with the champion, Slippery Cucumber. Oh, there's a Red Bull up as well. I think that's Dundee. Thales has just started his next flying lap. Gonna go with Slippery Cucumber into the end of Sector 1. It's a 28.4. I think it's not a good time for the fastest vegetable in the world. He's gonna meet a bit of traffic now. Lalo goes off the track. Really nice by him, leaving the space for Cucumber. Gonna go through Cops Corner almost all the way through the outside. Again, he's gonna stay in 8th gear, but it's not going fast at all. Yeah, he's backed off. He's aborted his lap. I don't know if something went wrong for him into Sector 1, but some reason he has completely aborted his lap. Oh, and Joseph Vesely is off. Vesely is off the track. He needs to wait for the Red Bull of Thales, who is coming now. Flanny, what a lap by Flanny, our Haas driver, into 4th place on the Haas. I think this is his best ever qualifying session from our not so new driver, Flanny, already been here since Season 3, but this may be his best ever performance in qualifying. Gonna go now with Thales, who is about to finish his flying lap. Coming into the final 2 corners, can he go and challenge or defeat his championship rival till now, IOR Will? Coming into the line, and it's only P3 for him, 2 tenths behind Dundee and Will. Well, it's a Red Bull 2-3. Once again, the Red Bull showing to be the strongest team in all the grid. But Will, the McLaren, up there in front, not gonna make things easy for them, our championship leader. So once again, we're gonna have the championship fight at the front of the race. We have Will on 1st place on the championship, then Dundee, who is on 3rd place on the championship, and Thales, who is on 2nd place in the championship. The 3 of them in the top 3 places right now. Gonna go on board with one of our new guys, Lalo. Still in his 2nd race in IOR, driving that nice Ferrari car. We've already seen the really nice Ferrari new car for the 2022 season. Now coming into the finish line, and what time is Lalo gonna do? It's gonna be up into P13, a 28.9. Of course, he's one of the rookie guys, so still looking to improve, but well, getting into the 28s on the race. Last race he went really consistent, taking up a 9th place. So gonna look up into his race as well. But also have to say he's on 3-lap old soft tires. I think he would have maybe wanted to go on fresher soft tires. Could have been even a bit faster there. So we have right now, I think around 3 minutes, yeah, 3 more minutes in this qualifying session. So there's gonna be one more lap for our 3 leaders. There's also gonna be one more lap for everyone, really. except of course for Bialo and Bernikiv, who are both out already. Both Alfa Romeos, not sure if they are planning some slipstream stuff or something, but they are both all together into the end of the lap. No, Venturi is slowing down to let his teammate start his final flying lap. Here comes Callas into the line. Only into 7th gear for turn 1 once again. If you go up into 8th gear there, you may have to lift, because if not, you may get quite a lot of oversteer and just lose the car completely. You're gonna go into the first DRS straight. Up into 7th gear now. 8th gear, I think Callas' helmet is the same helmet as last race. I think I'm right. Coming is only 32 thousandths, improving, not the best. Oh, and he invalidates. Callas has just invalidated his lap, but he might, if he has the fuel, he may well get one more chance, but he's gonna wait and try to give slipstream to his teammate. Yeah, great teamwork there by the Alfa Romeo drivers, kinda close there. Tried to give a bit of the slipstream. I think it might have been a bit useful for Venturi. Gonna go with the other Alfa Romeo driver then. Down into 4th gear into the corner. That's very low for the SS. He's improving 2 tenths. That would place him. I think Venturi can go up into P9 maybe. If he does a really good final sector, even P8 could be a possibility for Venturi. Coming into the final couple of corners, and it's gonna be Callas is staying out, so he's gonna do one more shot. Still had the fuel. Venturi goes up into 9th, as I was saying. He needed some more thousands to get ahead of Joseph Vesely, but Joseph is as well. No, he's not gonna be on another flying lap. He's just invalidated. Callas is now starting his real final run. Had one more chance, had enough fuel in the car. But IOR Wheel now has also started as a purple sector 1, only 4 thousandths faster into sector 1. Not a big improvement there. Dundee is still on an outlap. He's gonna make it just into the line to start his final run. Thales has also just started it. Slippery Cucumber is on an outlap as well. He's coming into the line. Who is gonna be on pole position today? We have a lot of candidates. Oh, and Wheels crashed! Wheels crashed into Cobbs! Wheel is crashed! No way! Still, he has that first place, but he is gonna be in big danger of Dundee and Thales, and even Callas coming for him and taking away that pole position, which would be his first pole of the season, I think. Yeah, it would be Will's first pole position of the season that could be totally ruined now by a mistake through Cobbs. Going now on board with Callas, and he make it to pole position, at least to provisional pole. Coming into the last 2 corners, he's gonna meet White. He's made a mistake there. He's gone off the road. I think he's not gonna improve the lap. No, he doesn't. He goes 1 tenth slower. But here comes Thales into the final 2 corners. Can he take away the pole position from IOR Wheel? IOR Wheel hard must be beating hard right now. Coming into the line, and Thales takes pole. Thales is on pole position today, but he might get taken away that by Dundee, who is still to finish his final lap. It's gonna be maybe a second pole position for Thales, or maybe a second pole position for Dundee. Both of them have already got a pole position in this season. And Slippery Cucumber, no, he takes it away. Of course, I was forgetting of the fastest vegetable in the world. Cucumber comes into the line and takes P1. And Dundee only able to make it up into P3, so it's still a Red Bull 2-3. But this time with the fastest vegetable in the world ahead to take his second pole position of the season after Bahrain, after a long time ago. Stanley has retired in the pit lane from the session. It's going to be starting on P7. Also, great job there by our debutant TMC SH, making it up into 6th place. And Tim Falax left the session, so I'm going to send him an invite, but after the race has started, to avoid any glitching. So it's Slippery Cucumber on pole position today by 6 tenths ahead of Thales. Still gonna be a long race, so anything can happen. Of course, the Red Bull team has his 2 drivers there. Try and make some teamwork and cause some trouble to a Slippery Cucumber. Now I'm gonna go and read quickly some comments that we've got at the start of the stream in our commentary section. Oh, we have a comment from William who puts a clown emoji, but that's a time ago, like 20 minutes ago, so I don't know what he means with that. It's actually when the race started. Oh, possibly it's because of this. Joseph Vesely said heavy rain in the race, and yes, thankfully I didn't read that before because it would have been a big spoiler for the viewers. But there you go, heavy rain is gonna be your first wet race of the season. Now, who is gonna have the best skills in these wet, tricky conditions? Session is gonna start in only 30 seconds from now, and I'm really excited because I'm not sure if the rain is gonna last for all the race, if there's gonna be any changes, if it's gonna dry up, maybe for inters, maybe for slicks at some point. So the strategy is gonna be crucial maybe in this race if there are changing conditions. And we get started with the formation lap, and the tire is, as Joseph Vesely said, for full wet tires. So we haven't been able to keep the different pole sitters in the last races. We've had 5 different pole sitters in the 5 races. Today, Slippery Cucumber, for the first time in this season, has taken 2 pole positions. We'll see if the race will keep that. If we are gonna get some 6th winner of the season today, or by the opposite, Cucumber is gonna make it his 2nd win of the season. In wet conditions, you know, anything can really happen, but Cucumber is gonna need to keep it nice and clean today. Will now leading the championship with 102 points. Then we have Thales, in 2nd place with 90 points. We have in 3rd place Dundee with 70 points. Then on 4th place we have Rick Gambe with 68 points. In 5th place we have Bialo with 58 points. In 6th place we have Joseph Vesely with 54, and well, I'm gonna stop in 7th place, where our champion is right now, is Slippery Cucumber with 48 points. So our leaders of the championship here in the top places, except Slippery Cucumber, but still he is well known to be the fastest driver of the league, just hasn't been there on top because of mistakes of himself and of mostly staying asleep. Drivers taking their spots in the grid. Bernie Keefe is gonna be the last to do. We are gonna get started with this British Grand Prix, first wet race of the season, first wet race in a long time also in IOR. And it's lights out and away we go. Who's got a better start? Bialo's got a really good start there from the back. Slippery Cucumber gets a decent one. Thales as well. And Callas, massive start there by the Alfa Romeo driver, is already ahead of Dundee. And IOR wheel once again. Dundee's got a bad start. This is not new for him. Dundee's sending a dive down the inside of Callas, but can he get the move done? No, and Bialo is already up into 6th place of the race. He's looking at there for a move on his old teammate Dundee from Season 3. Liberty Cucumber leads, followed by Thales. Then IOR Wheel has managed to recover his place against Callas, but Callas is coming back for a fight back. Here comes Bialo after Dundee, already make it up into 6th place of the race. Stanley is the driver who's got the worst start of all, down into P13. Now did the Owen Bernie gives a spin in there just ahead of Tunturi and Tim Falak. I'm gonna send an invite now to Tim Falak so he can rejoin the race now that there's no risk of glitching. I'm gonna send him one and we'll see if he joins. But coming back into the race, Cucumber leads, then comes Thales, then comes IOR Wheel, who is at the back of the Red Bull driver, trying to go for a move there. Down the inside, Thales is gonna need to fight hard this one, because it's the championship leader, the guy who is currently fighting for the championship now. They already had a race in similar conditions in Minicup, the first ever race of Minicup. Thales also ahead of Wheel. Wheel trying to get past him, but he never could manage to do it. Here comes Wheel trying to attack Thales. Seems to have better pace than the Red Bull driver, and Dundee's made a place up on Callas, up into 4th of the race. Dundee's also recovering. A full battle for the championship here. Thales defending against IOR Wheel. Stanley's come into the pit lane now. Slippery Humor already 1 second ahead of Thales. Thales still trying to catch. Callas has dropped now behind of Bialo. Bialo's already made it up into 5th place. We have both Red Bulls and both McLarens up there in the leading pack of the race. I also have to say Cucumber is not having that excessive dominant pace. Thales is holding into that second gap with him. It's getting really interesting between the leaders. Callas did get a good start, but has started dropping a lot of places since then. Got up to P3 in the start, then got quickly overtaken by IOR Wheel. Quickly then lost places to Dundee and Bialo in the next lap. Here comes Wheel once again trying to attack Thales, and he's gonna go side by side with him. It gets the move done. No, I'm sorry, that's Bialo and Dundee. Bialo's got past Dundee now. Bialo's got a really good pace here at Silverstone. He's already made 5 places in total after his qualifying mistake. Now, in only the time of 2 laps, already is up into P4. So this might complicate things for the Red Bulls. Stanley has left the session, so I'm gonna invite him back. Oh, seems he's had some big problem here. I'm gonna message him through the Discord chat. Not really sure what happened there to Stanley, but I'm gonna have to invite him now. Wait a moment. Anyway, we get going. I'm gonna have to message him through the Discord chat. Cucumber leads now by 1.5 seconds ahead of Tal. Oh, and Dundee's off. Dundee's rounding into the gravel there. A bit before cut. Magno Gelato has retired from the station. He's crashed out. Dundee's coming back in the truck. Bertel safety car. Bertel safety car. Safety car. Safety car. And this is gonna change the race completely. It's gonna save Dundee though. Down into P12. Could have been much worse. Now he's gonna have the chance of catching back with the pack. Is someone gonna try and take look for a gamble and try to pit? Oh, Joseph Vesely's got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Flanny. Callas and Flanny are coming into the pit lane now. Lux as well, Dundee as well. I think all of these drivers have wing damage. Callas does have the damage. Flanny does also have the damage. Dundee of course does have the damage. They are switching for the wet tires. Yes, they are. They are not gonna take any risks here. Well, I don't know what happened to Stanley here, but he's oh, he's back. He's back in the lobby. Well, Stanley thankfully is back into the lobby. Have here Slippery Cucumber leading the pack behind that nice Aston Martin safety car. We have Palace in second place, Will in third, Bialo in fourth. We have to keep an eye on this guy. He can make a really good restart. We saw him make up 5 places in total till now. Oh, and Joseph's coming in. Joseph is coming in. Venturi as well coming into the pit lane now. Oh, and Vesely is going for a gamble here. He's gonna switch for the intermediate tires. Venturi as well. This may be a big hit for the race. If it actually starts drying up, they are gonna have a really big advantage from everyone else. We have to pay attention of this. Could be crucial for this race. Maybe Stanley should try and take the gamble as well, but no, he has staying out. Lux Machine as well has not go for the gamble there. Well, this is got really interesting. If the track starts drying up, could well mean a first ever win for Venturi or Joseph Vesely in IOR. Never know what would happen, but the pit lane is very long here, and they're gonna have a really big advantage if it actually dries up. So, well, anything can happen now. Safety car is gonna go out on this lap. Slippery Cucumber will restart the race. The track can start drying up at any moment. We never know. If it's actually the correct thing to come in and go for inters, drivers might start coming into the pit lane instead of starting the race. Where is Slippery Cucumber gonna relaunch the race? He's gonna go into the main straight. He's gonna go into the corner. He's going in the corner now. He's got a decent restart. Dundee's got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Callas now. I don't know if he broke his wing there or not. Team Falak is an AI car, so I was a bit scared of this, but think there's not gonna be big problems. Yeah, there goes Flani. Easy move there on the AI car. It's not gonna bring any trouble to the drivers here. Actually, Kala's gonna go with make it easy on the AlphaTauri driver. This is good to see. Dundee's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Stanley coming down the inside of the AI car. I just want to see drivers clear this up quickly. Oh, and there's an accident in between Dundee and Stanley. The AlphaTauri of Team Palak once again is ahead. I don't know what's going on here, but Stanley's gone completely off the road there. What is this? Anyway, Tunturi and Joseph Vethley are making their way on the intermediate tires. This could actually be a big hit for the race, as I was saying, if it turns out and works. But Stanley quickly recovers the place. He's gonna go now ahead of the AI car of Team Palak. Oh, there's an accident here between the both guy and the Inters, and they are off the track now. Very unlucky there. Got really messy with the AI car, I think. But I think actually the Inters weren't working good by this point. Stanley's coming into the pit lane. Tunturi is gonna stay out. He doesn't have any damage. Joseph Vethley is gonna have to come, unfortunately, into the pit lane. And we forgot a bit about the battle up there. Dundee's retired. I think he's crashed out in the main straight safety car. And I think this is gonna fix up some things, maybe with the AI car. Of course, that it annoys me. But Dundee has crashed into the main straight, I guess. And we get going. I'm trying to get fixed here a problem with Team Falak's AI car. So the race is gonna restart on this lap. I think the drivers on the inters are still struggling a lot on the grip. And wet tires are still the way to go on this race. Safety car should be going out on this lap. At the moment, Flanny is the driver in the better conditions if this race starts drying up the track. So he is the first driver on those intermediate tires. Never know what could happen here. Of course, I hope the AI car does not give any more problems. Team Falak is trying to join back the lobby so he can take control of his car. And safety car is not gonna go out in this lap. We're gonna have one more lap of under the safety car. No, it's actually gonna go in this lap. Safety car is going on this lap. Now Slippery Cucumber needs to do a good restart once again. Gonna come into the line and final couple of corners has already started going, accelerating. Thales has got a bit of slip there, but still got a quite decent restart. IOR Will does got a not good restart at all. I'm gonna go once again with the AI car. Oh, and Lalo is down in the wall. He's falling into last place of this race. Flanny is getting past the AI car of Team Falak's already made it up into 8th place of the race. Callas quickly clears him as well. It shouldn't be a problem for Joseph Vesely too. Gonna go quickly down the inside, gets the move done. Tinturi and Stanley should well do the same. And yeah, seems the inters are starting to work better than the wet tires. Well, this is a complete game changer. Flanny might be your race winner today if it continues like this. 2.5 seconds, 2.2 seconds behind Lux Machine. This is starting to make a great change in the race. The inters have started working. Flanny might get his first win in IOR today, but you never know. Are the leaders gonna start coming into the pit lane now? Callas has the wet pressure tires still. Joseph Vesely is also starting to make up his way. This changed it all. Race has changed completely now, and I think we're gonna start seeing people coming into the pit lane now. Well, excitement, total excitement for the next laps of the race. No one decided to go for the risk. Slippery Cucumber is staying out, Thales is staying out as well. Will does the same. Biolo does not come in. Flanny's already make it past into 6th place of the race. Lux Machine comes in. He's doing the smart game here. He has nothing to lose. This may be a big hit for the race. So Flanny makes a tiny mistake there, but still the pace advantage. Look at that, 140.3. I think that's a massive difference with the previous time set. Yes, it is 5/10 faster actually than Cucumber's previous time, but we have to remember this was on a restart lap. He has to clear a lot of traffic. So there you see how fast he can really go. He's only 5 seconds behind the leader. He might be even ahead of him after this lap. Well, it's not going to be that easy. He has to make up a lot of traffic, some more drivers to clear. So I think some people nailed it perfectly here. That will be Flanny, Vesely, Tunturi and Stanley. Might be there an interesting podium. Flanny goes quickly ahead of TMC SH. Well, what a turnout in this race. Here comes Flanny at the back of Bialo already. It's not good for the McLaren team, who will have to double stack. Is someone actually gonna come in this lap? Going on board now with Slippery Cucumber. Is he gonna make the decision of coming into the pit lane? Going on board with him? No, he stays out. He stays out. Thales comes in. Thales comes in the pit lane. Will is gonna follow and he makes contact with Thales. Thales gets a 5-second penalty that will be removed, of course. Flanny now sets the fastest lap of the race. With the intermediate tires, is catching fast Bialo. This race has totally changed, and I think once again Slippery Cucumber has totally messed up here. Here goes Flanny, is gonna try and get Bialo into the next straight. You know, Bialo is a really difficult driver to overtake normally, but in these conditions, he has really nothing to do against Flanny. Here comes Flanny, it's gonna be an easy move there by the Haas driver, and it's gonna go and try and get past Slippery Cucumber as well. Flanny catching really fast Slippery Cucumber. 2.1 is the gap between him and our fastest vegetable in the world, who will have to come in the pit lane. Oh, but he picks a 3-second time penalty. This is no good for our Haas driver. Still, the gap between him and Joseph Bessel is more than 3 seconds, so he should be safe by now. He still will be there in contention for the win of this race, of course. Joseph Bethely still needs to clear up Bialo, and Slippery Cucumber is coming in the pit lane now. Flanny will take now the lead of the race. Cucumber makes a mistake once again and picks a 5-second penalty for spinning in the pit lane. Bialo does get a 5-second penalty for spinning in the pit lane as well. Thales getting past Lalo here, down on the final straight. Gets the move done. Cucumber is coming into the pit lane. Where is he gonna come out? Of course, he's gonna be behind Thales. He's gonna be behind most of these guys. Will gets past Lalo easily at almost the end of the track. And Flanny has a 5.2 second gap. So here is your battle for the lead. Can Flanny hold that 2-second gap to Joseph Bethely? Joseph Bethely needs to make up around 2.5 seconds to win this race because of Flanny's penalty. Can he make it? And well, look at this. Slippery Cucumber has actually come out of the pit lane on P5, but have to remember that. Oh, and Thales is going for the move here. Thales is gonna go down the inside of Slippery Cucumber. He's gonna send a dive, one of his rivals for the championship. Who's gonna stay ahead after this? Are we gonna see a Hamilton Verstappen repeat? Let's remember, it's a Red Bull and a Mercedes as well here. Will is gonna try and take the advantage. But Cucumber managed to stay ahead of the Red Bull driver. Joseph Bethely is closing a bit the gap here into Flanny. 4.9 seconds. This is the battle for the win of the race today. The Slippery Cucumber is mostly out of contention. He will need to make up 15 seconds. Which is really unlikely to happen in only 13 laps of racing, and that only to catch Tunturi. IOR Will comes here, gonna try and make the move on Thales. He's gonna go all the way by the outside. Can he get the move done? No, he can't. Thales managed to stay ahead. And well, Thales will get that penalty removed, of course. He was hit by Will into the pit lane entry, so Thales really has no penalty in this race. He would be virtually just ahead of Slippery Cucumber. The gap between the leaders once again extends to 5.3, so as it looks now, it's not gonna be possible, or at least Bethely does not have the pace to catch a Flanny at this moment. Well, what a race this has turned out to be. Flanny leads, followed by Joseph Bethely, 5.3 seconds behind. You have Stanley on third place. This could well be the podium for today's race, but Cucumber is catching fast, but we have to remember he has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So he really is 18 seconds virtually behind Tunturi. It's a long way to go for our champion if he wants to win this race. Thales, if he wants to stay ahead of Cucumber, by the end of this race we'll need to finish in that 5-second gap, which is also looking difficult. And it's also having the pressure from IOR Will, who is at the back of him. This is the actual championship fight. Thales versus Will, the two leaders in this championship, fighting each other for 6th place currently on this British Grand Prix. Slippery Cucumber now sets the fastest lap of the race. He's catching fast. Has to make up 12 seconds to Tunturi. But seems mostly unlikely something is gonna happen here. And well, I think I have to say this is a round 3 between these two, Thales and IOR Will. They've been fighting each other since the French Grand Prix, no, since the Portuguese Grand Prix. Till now, Thales is winning 2 versus 0. Is he gonna make it a 3 versus 0 today? He is currently doing it so, because the removed penalty he will get, as I was saying. He'll need to report it, of course. And Will has that 3-second time penalty, but Will seemed to have the better pace through most of the race on these wet conditions. I think Stanley's made a mistake here. He is dropped some time to Tunturi, and Bethany starting to catch Flanny. He's 4.7 seconds behind the Haas driver. This has to be one of the best races ever in IOR. It's definitely going to be the best race of the season. I think there's no doubt about that. Totally the best race of IOR Season 4. And I'm definitely gonna have to make highlights of this, because it's so good race, this British Grand Prix. And Flanny once again I think has to make the back marker of Team Falak, who clears easily. Joseph Vesely will need to clear it really soon. And look at Cucumber, he's catching fast, 9.4 seconds behind. Actually, the cut in the pit lane entry might have benefited him, because he just came a bit ahead of Thales. He got that extra time from cutting the pit lane entry, but yeah, it's still not good for him to have that 5-second penalty, making a handicap for him. And Will is so close to Thales. He is trying to get past however he can. Bialo picks a 3-second time penalty. Of course, these wet conditions didn't benefit at all the race leaders. Here comes Will on the slip rim of Thales, but is not gonna make it down the inside of him. Gets really close to the back of the Red Bull driver, but nothing really changed. 10 laps to go. 10 laps for Flanny to survive there in the lead of the race. Cucumber is catching fast. He's 8 seconds behind Tunturi. Once again, I'll need to say it's really 13 seconds behind, because of the 5-second time penalty. But it'll actually be a really good fight back there by Cucumber, if he managed to make it to win this race. I see it really unlikely, as I was saying, but, well, it's Cucumber. He's the fastest vegetable in the world. Anything can happen with this guy. With no doubt one of the best races of the season. Flanny leads 5.1 seconds ahead of Joseph Vesely. Vesely has been able only to subtract some tenths from Flanny in all these laps, not any more than that. We are not having really too much battle on track here on this race, but it's a full strategic race. The big battle we're having today is the one between Slippery Cucumber and Thales. And Slippery Cucumber is gonna be the back marker now, who leaves the space for him, thankfully only controlled by the AI car. Thales and will meet him now. We keep following the battle now. Thales and Will have cleared Team Falak's AI car. Thales is already 5.6 seconds behind of Cucumber, has no pace. And Cucumber is subtracting that gap fast. It's going really fast on this race. But with 8 laps to go, as I was saying, it's going to be really difficult for him to make it to win the race. He needs to clear up 4 guys ahead of him. Actually, I have to say, this is really similar to the Hungarian Grand Prix. This is really similar. And Cucumber is here already at the back of Tunturi, but it's not easy to pass here in the wet of Silverstone, but is the fastest vegetable in the world. Now Tunturi will have to show his defensive skills against the veggie. How much time can Tunturi hold Cucumber in P5? We are in lap 19. How many laps can he manage to do it? Or will it be an easy move for Slippery Cucumber after Maggots and Beckett's? We go now on board with Tunturi and Slippery Cucumber. Slippery Cucumber's got the better traction. Tunturi, I think, cannot do anything about it. Or can he? Tunturi using all of his CRS in this straight. He will hold Slippery Cucumber for one more lap. Is Cucumber gonna try and send a dive down the inside? Yes, he will. Nothing Tunturi can do. Cucumber going really aggressive there on the brakes. Tunturi did everything he could, but Slippery Cucumber is already ahead with 7 laps to go on this race. Well, and it's now gonna be the turn of Stanley, but I really think there's nothing to do here. It's his teammate, of course. I think he will let him by and see if he can catch the leaders. Team orders coming here at Mercedes really soon. We've already seen this in the past in Season 3 between these two, so I know Stanley is fighting for the podium, but I think there's really, well, we'll see what Stanley decides. Maybe he doesn't put it that easy for him, or maybe he does. Stanley is also fighting for his first podium of the season after not a strong start of this one. So we'll see what is going to be the internal decision in Mercedes, if they let them fight or if Stanley is just going to let Cucumber pass. Will picks another 3-second time penalty, not good at all for our McLaren driver. And here comes Slippery Cucumber versus his teammate Stanley. Our team order is gonna have a role here or not. Stanley is gonna let him pass or not. Yes, he will. Stanley is going really slow on the straight. I'm not even sure if he slowed down there. Cucumber got a really good straight line speed, but anyway, Cucumber is ahead and up into third of the race with 11 seconds to make from the two leaders. From the leader, I have to say Flanny. 6 more laps to go. 11.6 seconds is the gap. The real one is 16.5 because of the 5-second penalty once again. Can Flanny hold into the win of this race? Will it be once again Cucumber's day? Besley is in the Alpine. Can he play an Alonso here and stop Cucumber from getting ahead in the coming 6 laps? The gap between these two is 5.4 seconds. Cucumber might get to the back of Joseph Besley at any moment. Lap 22, 5 laps to go. Joseph Besley starting to get catched by Slippery Cucumber here. Well, and lap 22, Cucumber is catching fast to Joseph Besley. The gap is now 2.3 seconds. Cucumber should be there by lap 23. And now it's all gonna depend on Joseph Besley's defensive maneuvers against Cucumber. 4 more laps to go on this race. And I have to say that I'm sweating right now. Anything can happen. It can be once again a Cucumber win, or by the opposite, we can have a new winner in all IOR history. But Flanny has never won a race. Without that 3-second time penalty, things would be much easier for him, of course. But, well, also having it makes things a bit more interesting on this race. Well, now it's your turn, Besley. Show us your Alonso moves, and let us see how much time can you hold Slippery Cucumber behind. You have 4 more laps to go. How much time can you, my friend Joseph Besley, can hold up Slippery Cucumber in the rest of this race? Here comes Cucumber. Is gonna come into the first DRS straight. Of course, no DRS on this race. Oh no, and Joseph Besley makes a tiny slide there. That may be the gap that Cucumber needs. But actually, Joseph Besley managed to stay ahead for the first one. Stays ahead of Cucumber. This is also building a gap for Flanny there on the lead of the race. Joseph Besley backing Cucumber a bit off there. I also remember the great battle I had with Joseph Besley in Mini Cup. I was all the time behind him. He never let me pass. Joseph Besley doing a great defense here against Cucumber, at least for this part on Cups. He's also gonna stay ahead of the fastest vegetable in the world, coming into Maggots and Beckett's. Can he survive the second DRS straight, or is Cucumber gonna make it his weight past? Now, here comes Cucumber and Joseph Besley. Joseph Besley does get a good exit out of the corner. He's gonna go all the way by the inside. Cucumber is gonna try and send it down the inside. Who's gonna break the latest? It's gonna be Cucumber. No, it's Besley who's trying to fight, but Cucumber gets the move done. Is Joseph Besley gonna try and counter-attack here? No, he won't. Nothing really he can do against Slippery Cucumber anymore. 3 more laps to go on this race. Flanny leads, and now we'll need to survive. If he can manage to hold Cucumber for some time, well, Joseph Vesely, I think if he went down the inside, he would have stayed ahead of Slippery Cucumber. Thales getting past Tunturi now for P5 of the race. IOR Will is gonna come and do the same. Well, and now it's Flanny's time to fly for 3 more laps of this British Grand Prix. It's gonna be 2 more laps after this one, but I think it's actually Cucumber may try and subtract 2 seconds per lap from Flanny, so I think he will just catch him in the final lap of this race. So I think Flanny has the win on the bag if he keeps it clean to the end. I think Cucumber should be there by the final lap, as I was saying. So Flanny should have that win totally on the bag, and Vesely as well should have the podium ahead of Slippery Cucumber, 2.2 seconds behind, but Cucumber should get backed off by Flanny in the final lap. So that may play also in favor of Joseph Vesely. Lap 25 of 26, Flanny leads 3.3 seconds ahead of Cucumber. I think he will survive for this more lap, but he's gonna still be more than a second ahead when next lap starts. I don't think he's gonna subtract 2 seconds, or maybe he will, but he's still gonna have that final lap to defend against him. And I am still sweating really hard right now, because you know, it's always nice to see a new race winner, but also Cucumber is doing an excellent fight back job here. By the other side, Thales is also trying to catch Stanley for P4 of this race. He's 2.1 seconds behind. Oh, there's a yellow flag. Will is out of the race. Will is out, and that's a big hit for the championship. Massive hit, because our championship leader has retired with 2 laps to go on this race. No way. Heartbreaking moment. Thales is gonna be leading the championship after this race is over. I don't know if it was a mistake or if it was he got tapped by someone or something. I really don't know, but in any case, that's a massive hit for the championship. And here we come into the final lap of the race. As I was saying, Flanny is still 1.4 seconds ahead of Slippery Cucumber. He needs to stay ahead all the time he can from the fastest vegetable in the world, because you never know what pace may Cucumber pull away from you when he is already got past you. But I think Flanny can well survive till the end of the second DRS straight. Final lap of the race, we are gonna follow the 2 leaders. Flanny here looking for his first win ever in IOR, his first win of the season, of course. Slippery Cucumber looking for the second win of the season. It's actually a Canadian fight, I'll have to say. Flanny is Canadian, Cucumber is well known as well as Canadian. And sadly for Joseph Vesely, won't be able to make it into that second place. He's already dropped 5.4 seconds to Slippery Cucumber. Flanny coming now into the SS, just needs to keep it clean. Slippery Cucumber getting a really good exit here. And Flanny will now need to try and go as fast as he can into the final DRS straight. It's gonna go all the way down the inside. Who's gonna be ahead after this corner? Who's gonna break the latest? It's gonna be Flanny. No, it's gonna be Slippery Cucumber, who managed to take the lead of the race. But Flanny does not need to fight this hard, because in any way, it's finally come his day. He joined IOR from Season 3, and now he's gonna take his first win in Season 4. Flanny wins the British Grand Prix in great manner. Great strategy here by our Haas driver. Slippery Cucumber with a great recovery drive takes second place. Joseph Vesely will complete the podium in third. Thales finishes fourth finally ahead of Stanley. Stanley on P6. TMCSH takes P4, but of course Thales will get his penalty removed. Thales is your new championship leader as well, as all his rivals, well except Cucumber, have had a terrible race today. Well, and as I was saying, in my opinion, the best race of the season, of the whole season, and we are gonna keep with the different winners from each race. This has never happened in IOR before. 6 different winners in the first 6 races of the season. Flanny wins, Cucumber in the second, Joseph Vesely in third. I have to say, great drive of the 3 drivers in the lead. TMC picks P4, but Thales will get the penalty removed. Then Stanley gets on 6, Tunturi on 7, Callas on 8, Bial on 9, Lux on 10, Lalo 11, Bernikiff on P12. Then you have your DNFs Will, Dundee and Magnum, and you have Tinfalak that disconnected before the race started. And we will go now with the Canadian national anthem, this time not for Slippery Cucumber but for Flanny, who has taken in great manner his first ever win in IOR. And we will go now with the interviews of the British Grand Prix. Gonna get all the drivers into the party chat. We are getting some comments as well, so I'm gonna read them after I get everyone into the party chat. So we are gonna get started now with the post-race interviews. We have already just Cucumber just joined our party chat just when I started talking. So we have our 3 drivers from the podium here already for our interviews. And I'm gonna start with our race winner Flanny. What a drive, I have to say, especially what a strategy by part of you, going for the risk of pitting for inters before the track was totally dry just enough for day to work. You took the risk and it played perfectly for him. So what can you tell us about your race, especially about that big gamble you took?
Yeah, it was a pretty big gamble, but I had to pit under both safety cars, so I was out in like, I think P10 after the first one. So I was checking with Jeff and he was saying it was similar pace, so I thought took a gamble, go on inners, and it worked pretty well.
Then after the restart, how did it feel having to overtake all those cars? I mean, you were really aggressive on those brakes, you didn't have any fear. Were you then going 100% risk? You know, I'm gonna win this race, I'm gonna go aggressive, I don't care if I mess up, I will go for it. Were you with all that attitude throughout the race?
Off the restart, I was kind of being a little cautious and just seeing if the inners actually were quicker or had more grip. And I pretty quickly realized that I could go a little quicker in the corners, so I started to be quite aggressive then and went up the pack.
Then I'm gonna ask about that 3-second time penalty. So you took the lead of the race, or I think it was a bit before that, and you suddenly picked that 3-second time penalty. And what I'm gonna ask, did you feel a bit scared when you picked the penalty? Like, did a bit of pressure come into you, or you had your head down till the end?
Yeah, as soon as I got that penalty, I was quite nervous that Vesely behind me was going to get in 3 seconds. And then I think I got another 2 warnings, and pretty much for the last 10 laps I was very worried about getting the second penalty, but it ended up working out in the end. So
then the next question is gonna be, Cucumber was around 18 seconds behind you, like with 10 laps to go, and then he managed to subtract all of that and be all the way to your back in the final lap. So when you started noticing that Cucumber was in a really fast pace, like 2 seconds faster per lap, did that put even more pressure into you, or you knew what you had to do and just kept going?
yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking seeing him climb the delta shrink from 20 seconds down to right behind me on the last lap, and then overtake me pretty much in the second or third last corner. But I saw he had 5 seconds penalties as well, so I was hoping that that wouldn't be removed afterwards and I could still not worry about it and just finish my own race and be okay.
Well, I think that's mostly everything I have to ask. I mean, you did an excellent race, great strategy, big gamble, which it worked this time. Had to keep calm in that lead of the race, just handling the race, not making any mistakes. Having also a lot of pressure with the penalty and with Cucumber too. You handled it very well, and well, there you go, first win ever in IOR. After not that much, I have to say. You joined at the end of Season 3, and only in 6 races of this season you've already come into the top step of the podium. So, congratulations on that great drive, Lani, especially on the strategy, and well, enjoy it for a while.
Thank you. That was very exciting. I'm glad to finally get a win, or even a podium. It was nice.
Were you screaming after the race ended?
Oh yeah, I was quite happy.
Okay, now I'm gonna go with the man on second place, which was totally flying on track, well, better known as the fastest vegetable in the world. So, Slippery Cucumber, congratulations on that great podium fight back. You know, you had possibly the race on the bag if it continued in normal conditions, but as I read a bit of the chat, Jeff didn't told you that the track was drying enough for intermediate tires. Then you had to pit later than Flanny, like 2 laps later, and you were around, I guess, 25 seconds behind him or something when coming out of the pit lane. So, talk us about that. What happened there? What was the confusion exactly?
Yeah, so after the second safety car restart, everything was going fine. And I think like maybe a lap or 2 later after the restart, I saw Flanny go into 5th on inters, and I'm like, okay, like I'm surprised he's on inters. I haven't been told to go on it, never even told inters of the right tire. So I was confused, and I saw he was gaining considerably on me, so I'm like, shit. I still wanted to stay out because Jeff kept telling me we're on like a fine line between inters and wets. Like there's no pace difference. Like they're the same. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay out another lap. But I saw Talus and Will going to the pits, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna be pitting for inners. And I saw Flanny keep catching time on me, and that lap I went around again, my wets just started fully overheating. So I'm like, shit, these are totally wrong tire. I need a pit. And I knew I'd be far back, but I was really lucky to get out ahead of Talus and Will when I came out of the pits, because I was stuck behind them. I think my race would have been totally different. But as for the inter stint, it was really good. I mean, I felt so fast on them. Just felt like I had crazy grip. So I was really happy to honestly claw back and manage to get some positions. And as for the 5 second, yeah, it was just a dumb speeding in the pit lane penalty. Which, I mean, I should have braked earlier because I was on full wets. But yeah, if I didn't have that, it probably would have been a win. But I'm still happy with second with how what happened in the race with the strategy.
But I actually have to say about the 5 second penalty, do you think that it actually, because of that, it helped you come out of the pit lane ahead of Will and Talus? Because maybe it could actually be like the low price you had to pay for not being stuck behind them for like the rest of the race, and instead of losing 5 seconds, losing around 20. Do you think it made an impact there? It actually helped you come ahead of them, or it wasn't really a big difference?
You know what? I didn't even really think about it like that, but it definitely could have made a difference because we were side by side going into that next corner after the pit exit. So, you know, maybe it did make a difference. I paid 5 seconds, but managed to get back to second, so I'll take it. And I still managed to get good points on Will. I saw Will spun like the last lap or last two, so I was kind of sharing them in my mind.
Yeah, the gap was around, let me see, it was 54-point gap. Now with his retirement and with your second place, and I think you as well got the fastest lap. You should be, you of course subtract 26 points from him, so you should be now 28 points behind. So that's a massive recovery in only one race.
Huge.
But now Talus is the championship leader, I think by 5 points ahead of Will, so the gap should be around 33 points or something. But nothing impossible with 7 races to go, and knowing you, man, you always know how to surprise me again. I was totally surprised how you in 10 laps, I know you had fresher tires, a bit fresher tires, and you are usually really fast, but that was amazing. 18 seconds with traffic ahead in 10 laps, wow.
I was flying.
Well, thank you for your time, Cucumber, and congratulations on that great recovery drive. I also have to say that's bring me memories from the Hungarian Grand Prix. I know it's a bit different, but you know, still the fastest car, in this case the fastest driver, having to pit because of a mistake in the strategy, then having to recover all that distance and almost making it to the win. Finally not happened by minimal margin, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, well, congratulations again on that second place. Excellent recovery. And now I'm gonna move with Joseph Besley, who you did an excellent race, I have to say, taking that podium. I think it could have been better without the... I think there was an accident with Tunturian with an AI car before the last safety car. So, yeah. I'm gonna start with that. What happened there?
Yeah, that was a very unlucky incident. I think, I don't know if Tunturi knew I was there, because he was like going and it was like he didn't know that I was there, but I was there, and it was small touch, but in that corner you go into the gravel immediately, and I had wing damage, so that wasn't ideal, so I had to pit.
Yeah, I know, I think you were ahead of Flanny actually at that point, or you were close to him.
Yeah, he was actually still on the vets, I think, so it was easy to pass him on the inters. I was actually the first car to go onto the inters, but I had to pit another time. But luckily there was another safety car which saved me.
So then I'm gonna talk for the rest of the race. Maybe you, well, you were in a mission of trying to catch Flanny. Maybe you were surprised about the pace. Do you know it would be like that? you maybe thought you could make it into that 3-second gap you had to make to win the race.
Yeah, I was trying all the race, but he was just faster. He was very consistent. It was very big pressure on him, but he did everything that he needed to do and drove absolutely fun. So congrats to him.
Then I'm gonna ask about the battle against Slippery Cucumber. Of course, you had to race against the fastest driver in the league, so in a bit older tires as well. So you had a lot of ERS, I saw, to defend. You managed to hold him for the first DRS straight, then for the straight, I'm sorry, not very good in the name of straight, but it was the one before Cops corner. And then after the SS of Maggots and Beckett's, you lost the place. But I saw you try to defend by the outside. Maybe you think if you try to go aggressive on the inside, maybe you could have held him at least for one more lap, or do you think the position was already lost?
Yeah, I was taking it a little bit safely. I was going like in the middle, but if I was scared to touch him and spun, so I was taking safely, go for the third place, and because I knew he's gonna get me on the brakes, because he's better on the brakes, so yeah.
Well, so anyway, it's a really good result for you in the championship. You are currently on P5 on the standings. Now with the third place, I think you will move maybe into third place actually in the global standings. I still have to calculate the points, but congratulations, Joseph, on that third place of the race, your first podium of the season as well.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, and now I'm going to make the final general question that I always do. Next weekend we are going into Austria. We have a sprint race for the Austrian Grand Prix, our second sprint of the season. So how are you three looking forward into that race? It's a really aggressive track. You have all those straights, those DRS zones you can overtake, and many times it ends up in carnage. We didn't have this race on past season, but we've had it already 2 times in minicup. So tell us, Flanny, Cucumber, Besley, how are you looking forward into Austria?
I guess I'll go. I mean, Austria's not bad. I think I can be fine, but yeah, I think it'll be hard if Rick participates in that race. I think it'll be hard to break out the 1 second. He's usually really fast in Austria, so that'll be tough. But the main thing is just the warnings for me. I find I'm pretty bad on Austria when it comes to penalties.
I also have to say you have an unfinished business with Rick there from season 2. Don't know if you remember what happened there. Yeah. He disconnected. Yeah. And then you spawn, so maybe you can have your fight back next weekend.
Yeah, it's what I remember from. He was super quick, so if he still has that pace, I mean, it's going to be hard to win that race. But yeah, it's just the penalties I have to worry about, to be honest.
Okay, Flanny, Joseph Vesely, what do you think about Austria?
I think it's a pretty fun track. It's obviously a very lot of DRS, so it's like Cucumber said, it's gonna be tough to break out of anybody's 1 second, but I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Austria has got good flow. I think I almost won in minicup first season, so could be good.
Okay, I think that's gonna be all my questions for today. So thank you for your time on these interviews, Flanny, Cucumber, Joseph Vesely. Congratulations on the podium and on that great race you gave us today. In my opinion, it's been the best race of all the season. Don't know what you think, but really enjoy watching that, and congratulations and enjoy that podium, and especially Flanny, enjoy the win for a while. It's the first one of your IOR career.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys next week.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later. Good race.
So that's the end of the British Grand Prix. As I was saying, in my opinion, the best race of the season. And I'm gonna finish reading the comments from the YouTube chat. We've got some new comments right now. So I'm just gonna read that and then I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna read the whole comment because I wasn't paying much attention to that. We have a comment from Will Fierce with a clown face, and he says, basically heavy rain in the race. That was before the race, I remember. Have Anton Lennartson says, watching SH drive in the rain is better than apple pie. So enjoying there with our debutant today. Then we have Lollipops, Lux Machine 100 and Fire. So Lux fan here. Dundee, who has best race of the season, right, David? I know it wasn't for you, my friend Dundee. It was really unlucky. But better races to come for you, my friend. Anton Lennartson now sends a clown emoji. Simon Hornell sends a clown emoji as well. And then it's Anton who says, I want interview with SH. So, of course, I'm going to be really happy to interview him when he managed to get into the podium. Who knows, might be next weekend. He did really good today. Almost there. P4 or P5. We know the penalty from Thales is going to get removed. So, but that's going to be everything for today. Thanks to all our viewers for watching. Also, thanks for the comments. We've got a good amount of comments for today's race. So, really appreciate that. And we are going to meet next weekend at this same time for the Austrian Grand Prix. So, goodbye to everyone and have a good weekend.